Good morning. Welcome to Morning Light Radio. I would like to say it might be the most formless continuing where I left off. I'd like to believe this is the most formless, good for nothing, morning commute. Language induced, often self conversation that you will find anywhere on the planet. And I welcome you to indulge your unaltered state, to sit with me for a moment as we emulate with here harmonics. Diving headfirst into the now, while knowing that there is no now. There's only that. I love this time. Where the dream, the presence of dreams, are still felt magic of sleep, the wonder of the dreaming experience, the magic of the sleeping without dreams even, the recharging of our energy, as we pivot into objectivity, as we put on our suits to engage with the world through touch, hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, thinking. When the most important and everlasting illustrations remain unseen, and should you have had a glimpse, then you might know that they do not translate. Those experiences do not translate. Sometimes often really, I don't bother to journal my dreaming. Sometimes I do. I enjoy hearing a good dream interpretation. Through the eyes of a Jungian analyst or anyone else who may bring through insights of the shadow or the other or the spirit or longing of one's heart. sometimes, finding out that it's fulfilling destinies, relieving aberrations, illustrating fantasies, activating energies, through things that we might call mechanisms and processes, and give all these machine terminologies to, reduce it to scientific terms, remove the most important aspects of such a creative force, from the imagination of how the experience works. It's interesting to hear somebody who has this belief of understanding and a belief in understanding. And it's generally not too difficult to see these follies and it seems to me that these follies are inevitable. They're just a little bit more noticeable for anyone who claims knowledge. For anyone who looks to be a representative of intelligence. And as I stated, it seems to me that the folly is inevitable. and we have some control over how we folly, and the ultimate control would be how we knowingly folly. Or did I not say that this is the strangest, least consequential, most unimportant morning radio show that is not even a radio show? It's not on the radio, nor is it a show. Without a great amount of detailed explanation, that is indeed a controlled folly. Just a little taste. Man, it is so fun to laugh. Just laughing alone. Yeah, man, just going to chill out here. And if words come, they come. If they don't, they don't. I don't find any good reason to force anyone, or not even force anyone, but unload any unnatural reverberations into this illusory field of sound, vibration. Kind of thinking about people arguing, and I have done my fair share of arguing. Call it what you will, but I've done my fair share. And most of the time, it doesn't seem to be an act of discovery. even as an outsider to an argument, a lot of the times we have this tendency to support whoever we, with quotations, like more, whoever we favor as a friend or an ally, even though I think that's a kind of a, a dorky word. I don't have allies. I have friends and I have loved ones. And I love my friends. So there we go. Not a very strategic person. In situations that require one to override their predictive programming, there's a lot of beautiful affirmations out there. I think affirmations can be a very powerful tool to start picking away at that deep programming. Yeah, and I am now visited by the very, very mysterious and insightful the blunt Scotsman, who is a formless warrior and a very, 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 very wonderful person. And thank you, man. Thanks for your visit.
Good morning, man.
In. Good morning. Good morning.
I think the word you were searching for was psychoactivated individual.
Psychoactivating individual is much better than what I came up with, and that's to be expected from you. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I've been molecularly triggered.
Indeed. And you
Yeah, just
molecularly
holding on.
triggering me with your the essence of your words.
Yeah, me
Hey
also.
man, that
It's
was. You go first.
no. I'm just going to say me also. That's I seem to be experiencing me the exact same as everyone else. It's a bit strange. I feel a little bit departed from myself sometimes. Uh, I've been consistently now taking psychedelics for almost 5 years every single day, and I still get the soup made and the shopping done and cleaning up and all the things you need to do, but there's this other esoteric soul spiritual connection that comes and goes. So I'm experiencing the exact same thing as everyone else through me, if that makes any sense.
I could feel it. I could understand it in the through a feeling.
It's one of the reasons that I do listen to Terence McKenna quite a lot, because through actual experience, he experimented with a lot of psychedelics, and it's difficult to feel a sense of connection and where my own sense of reality is until I listen to someone who's actually went through the sort of thing that I'm going through at the moment. You know, definitely walking on the shoulders of giants, but eager to learn.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to mention. Was I enjoyed your broadcast for me last night, or technically early this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of just let it drift away with me into this wonderland of sleep and dreams. And yeah, and I know there was some amazing happenings that took place as I traveled through those lands, whatever you believe they are. But it was
Just when I was getting
and then
home there, just when I was getting home and I switched on Rumble to see who was maybe up and alive, I heard you were talking about dreams.
yeah, it's a subject that I like to think about in the morning, and sometimes I capture a bit more of them. Today, I'm just left with the feeling. I kind of know at least
Okay.
one person that was in my dream, and but I haven't yanked the rest of it through quite yet. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't try very hard most of the time to do so. And so, speaking of intense, um, my experience is you can reactivate those dreams if you would like to, and I like to, but I'm also happy to kind of just dream, continue to dream in this portion of the realm.
Well, in our conscious awareness, we can relate to things. We can sometimes see ourselves in other. And this, I left a comment on your last video that I missed about you'd mentioned about you're maybe like speaking to yourself, but we're never ever communicating to ourselves. Communication is a contract we've made to the commitment of that vibration itself. And the thing about being able to relate to others, seeing ourselves and others in the conscious awareness sense, the dream world, parts of our deep subconscious, is truly a reflective measure for us to inspect ourselves. It's usually about some sort of identity that we are always trying to reconfirm. And obviously it depends on the sort of dream that you've maybe had or the feeling you're left with that can eventually sort of like pinpoint that part of you that is a part of your deep subconscious where only you could relate to.
Yeah, there's some very interesting ideas about dreams, and I think the one thing that I could easily agree on is it is telling you something about yourself. Definitely, just like in waking life, we're getting told something about ourselves, just like synchronicity.
And I think sometimes with the way that sometimes a dream can make you feel afterwards, the way that you maybe feel from a dream, it's without a doubt sometimes pinpointing through the subconscious in the dream world issues and challenges we have in the emotional state. So you may have a feeling or dream about a certain violent situation, but find yourself not being able to strike out. Right, well, that's the emotional state of you being maybe a non-violent person, but being maybe in a personal dynamic that maybe would call for you to stand up in a more aggressive fashion. So these things can be sort of like stitched down to your own personal emotional backup system. And it's usually reminding you that you've got certain things to work. The dreams are very individual, even though there's a lot of generalization about it. The individual dream explanation and the feelings from it can be easily worked out by the person themselves. But you need to go deep. You need to want to have an introspective look at the subconscious part of yourself. And I really do feel like it all can be connected. See, everything that we see and everything that we hear and everything that we experience, all these sensory vibrations and elements that flood into our psyche, those are what's activated when we get into that deep REM state where the subconscious stores lots of pockets of all these experiences. And I really do feel that our individual dreams are individual messages to us, reminding us of what to be fearful of, what not to be fearful of, what to respect, what not to maybe show so much respect to. And we have this sort of like back and forward thing with the subconscious to relate to the conscious that is in our reality of awareness. I do believe there's a direct link and energy that can be taken from what we dream about.
It would be really cool.
What's that?
I think it would be, yeah, I think it would be really cool if there is anyone who is, come on in, Just Me Art Fan, if you can.
Hey, man.
Yeah, my brother, thank you for being here. I'm always thinking about you whenever I go in to do a stream, or whenever I'm streaming or whatever, man. I'm always like, will I get to see Just Me Art Fan? Will I get to see the Blunt Scotsman? It kind of makes doing this special for me. So what I was going to say is, and maybe we could open up this door if you're willing, when we find the time to be together and open these conversations. If there is anybody who has a dream that would like to share it, anonymous or otherwise, maybe I think you might have Thank you, man. I accepted that offer.
Yeah.
Now I would like to welcome to our band of brothers, Just Me Art Fan. Welcome to Morning Light Radio, the strangest morning radio show in the universe. Actually, I found out. I thought it was just a planetary title, but it's actually universal.
No, I got the email from the Galactic Empire this morning. You're correct.
Yeah, thank you for forwarding
cosmos.
that to me.
Yeah, did you get it? Okay.
Hey,
Good
so yeah, I
morning,
was just
man.
gonna say, good morning, good morning.
Well, good morning, good morning.
Well, I know you were up late last night, as probably the rest of us. Well, let me just finish this quick thought. If anybody would like to share a dream, I think it would be cool as heck to talk about it, maybe to attempt to analyze it. I'm not qualified necessarily as a dream analyst, but I like to listen to dream analysts, and then I listen to the dream, and then I try to come up with a story before put it on pause and come up with a story, and then unpause it and see what the analysts have to say, and then I can come to my conclusions and stuff like that. So it's kind of a fun thing to me. So if anybody wants to do it for just for the joy of feedback or whatever, that's an open invitation. You can jump on and say it with words, or you can put something in the chat if you like, and that's an open door. Just kind of with Just Me Art Fan coming in, we had a brother and a friend and a voice that passed away, and we were able to hear a lot of beautiful stories late into the night from friends and truth seekers and his family. So give a shout out and some love to our friend who has graduated to a higher realm, and with love and sincerity. God bless you, Mr. Mechanic, and thanks for sharing your light with us all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we will keep our light warrior friend in our hearts forever. He had a huge impact on my life, even just in the short time that we got to be engaged in conversation. He's basically one of us. We're the people that want to stand up against the tyranny, that are afraid to say the shit that nobody wants to say, and he was on the forefront of that.
Yes, so yes.
I get to do my part, to help keep his dream alive, the same as it is the same dream for all of us. We just want to push that truth out in love and light, because it is bad, and people deserve to know it. It's like at this point, it's all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes.
It's
I'm trying to figure out how to learn how to set up a web scraper. I want information.
Oh, cool. It's interesting because, you probably heard a little bit as you kind of tapped into the show, tapped into the energy movements here, and we're getting into a little bit of dream talk. And it's interesting to consider your experiences with dreaming and kind of not dreaming in the sense of sleep dreaming. And if you wouldn't mind, Russ, if you'd like to just explain your interpretation of kind of why that is the case. if you want to.
Are we talking about the fact that I don't dream, but I like kind of daydream?
Yes.
Is that what
Yes.
we're
Yes.
talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
A lot of
interesting to
people
me.
in
So
that
if you, yeah.
it's to me, dreaming is, when you rest, you close your eyes. Most people, they will go into that subconscious dream state for a lot of things subconsciously that may either lie at their core, or, things for you that you haven't handled yet, or whatever those dreams may be for you. Me, I've had a lot of things in my life. I really don't dream at night. I kind of walk around during the day being a dreamer while I'm awake. It's kind of interesting. I wouldn't even dare to claim how I know that works or any of that, but it's for me. I dare to dream, but since I can't do it at night when I close my eyes or have all that recollection like people would, I dare to dream in my awakened state and let my mind run through all of the depths of its subconscious and figure out really who I am.
Dream states, dream states lie specifically within certain body rhythms and earth rhythm patterns.
Oh yeah. It's a flow
What
of
you'll find
energy.
out, but what you'll find out is like sometimes like people like ourselves who are burning the late night oil and are going through certain patterns, we will miss the dream state because we have flooded our consciousness with awareness patterns that sort of like detaches us a little bit from the subconscious, and we will feel we do not dream, that our dreams happening but not in our consciousness part of awareness, because that's
Right.
where we relate to, and sometimes it can even relate down to sleeping patterns, overworking, stress, lots of different certain symptomatic.
A lot of factors.
Yeah, there can be.
One of
Yeah,
them
yes,
in
there can.
one of them in my readings was some people may not dream. The fact that they can't reach REM sleep may be because of lots of trauma in their life, or coinciding along with a path of enlightenment where you are learning a lot of information,
Yeah,
which kind
but
of
it's
gets you
like
out of the dream state.
the sort of work that you're doing throws you out of the natural rhythm and pattern of this planet where we should be sleeping. There's not many people who will be doing the sort of thing that you're doing, and it's a heightened sense of awareness. It keeps you from like an active connection to the subconscious. And there'll be a time where you may relax into what you're doing a little bit and find a more consistent vibration of when you're putting the computer off, when you're getting to your bed, because you know what time you're getting up, and dreams may come back because you can release a little bit of the connection to all the awareness part, because you're now in this massive part of realization, acceptance, and the brain changes patterns when it gets into that state.
Yeah, it's like I'm so tapped in full throttle mode that my body would not even my mind, my spirit would not allow me to slow down enough. Because at the same time, it's like I'm running a million miles an hour in my brain, in my heart, but I can't slow it down. So it's like even when I stop to rest, I'll step away from the computer. My brain's still going a million miles an hour with that 360 aerial view of just all of the things that go on. And it's like I would probably dream and reach my Zen sleep when all the truth comes out, and then I'll sleep.
Yeah, man.
So I use this phrase quite a lot, Russ, and it's like many people are always in search and for path and truth and light and expression, but there definitely becomes a point in all that pursuit when we have an individual realization that you are the actual path.
Yeah,
there's a release.
Well,
there's a release of needing to know. because for many, many years I needed to know. I needed to know and spread the truth. That's what I had to do. That's where I was. I knew what I had to do, and I did it. I did it as best as I possibly could, while still living your own individual life. But there comes a point where that's released, and it's really it's the I don't know, the angel caught in the headlights sort of eye. It's like, oh my God, I need to get to the top of this mountain and shout this until I'm hoarse, keep shouting and shouting until I fall asleep through exhaustion. And as soon as I wake up again, start shouting again.
Right
Well,
back to
that
it.
is an energy. That's an energy drive. That is a thing that will not last. Certain rhythms that you will eventually layer back to this planet and get in a more natural, individual, spiritual rhythm. You are so stuck in the consciousness, the awareness of it all, seeing it all. Everything's a flash of light to you now. Nothing surprises you. Everything's expected. That passes.
May I ask you, gentlemen, what your when your birthday is and what your sign is?
Yes, you can. Russ?
If you're there, brother, you might be muted. Or it could be me.
I think
I am.
Russ. I think maybe Russ has dropped off the audio for a second.
Okay. Well, Russ, if you could hear us, we can't hear you at the moment. But you know, I like a good cliffhanger.
The day that I was born was the 2nd of September, which makes me a Virgo. Well, my mother had been into labour. My mother had been into labour the second last day in August, and I wasn't born until the 11 minutes past 1 on the 2nd of September, 1965.
Interesting. Now, we could speculate if we want to about Russell's birthday, if you're willing.
It's Russell's birthday.
I think he's a Virgo. Or maybe a May. Maybe a May. No, well, no, I don't. No. He's not that Taurus oriented. That I know of. That I can tell. Okay, but I'll leave it at those two guesses. Either a Taurus or a Virgo. I'm leaning towards Virgo. We shall find out. If he's not, well, let me check and see if he put anything on the room chat. I don't see anything there.
Can I ask you why you were asking?
Well, I'm curious if there's any correlation to some of the things that you were and Russell were kind of experiencing. This amazing amount of energy and movement and action. exhaustion and relentlessness. Maybe November. He could be in November. He could be in November.
You think it could be a Scorpio?
You know, I'm not great with like what it is, but yeah, maybe. Because I'm just trying to think of like people's birthday that I know and their tendencies. And I claim no
Well,
ability or success.
he loves frogs. He loves frogs. So my biggest presumption would be it'd be some sort of water sign.
Okay, so what are the water signs? You have the Cancer, Crab,
Aquarius, Aquarius, Gemini,
Aquarius.
Pisces, and let me go and look it up.
Now, anybody tuned in, they may have to be sure that they catch the next show for the answer. Maybe that's off limits. Maybe Russ will not divulge such critical information.
I get that totally wrong there, which happens a lot. Anything that I ever say, please go and Google search and you can correct me.
Yeah.
Fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So he's either, by my presumptions, he's either a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces.
Okay, and I said he's either November, Virgo, or Taurus. So we both got three different ones, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So we got a 50% chance of one of us being having a correct answer. I like those odds. A flip of a coin.
Yeah, but what was it Terence McKenna was saying earlier on? That's the dynamics of probability. That could they either be this or they either be that, and they work through the 50-50 effect, and they agree on the heads or tails. But what the mathematicians didn't bring into the equation was that the coin has three sides. And even though the probability of it landing on its end, not on the head or on the tail, would be at very high odds indeed, that's not within the aspects of probability. It's either or. Big gaps everywhere. Yeah.
Place like it's interesting because just kind of thinking of that in a way, just an idea of movement of mind that came into just kind of flickered on is kind of imagine these pockets of density or high levels of population, and that could come in the form of matter, or it could come in a form of thought, or things like that, and these populations, they'll go from a highly occupied space, and sometimes they'll migrate to populate that which was unpopulated. If that makes any sense. If it doesn't, that means I am fulfilling my promise that I made earlier.
No, I'll need to be totally honest, but you know what actually threw me there? The music's fantastic. It's really eerie. There's a really sort of weird sort of like vibe from the music that's sort of like making the uncertainty of maybe your own thoughts and leaving the listener space to work them out. And then that music and then the music gets you. The music's like sort of like sucks you in also, you know.
And I just trust that the music will do the right thing at the right time. Because I don't even hear it.
Or do you not?
I don't even hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's odd because for some reason when I play the music, this particular one, because it's like a bit of a longer track, when I play it, most of the time it kicks me out of StreamYard.
Okay.
And then I have to go back in. And today I already got kicked out like twice. And so it's like there at first, but then I guess it's still playing and I don't hear it.
Yeah, it's an audio overload, but I think it's just went back onto its loop again. It's a very interesting track.
Yeah, and I'm glad that it has that eerie. Usually, it's kind of I have this little modulator that I'm playing with, and as I feel the need to move on to the next sound in this track, I kind of modulate it into that eerie, strange, thing, and then kind of enter into a new track and let it be somewhat a new sound, and let it be somewhat regular for a little bit, and then I can't take the regularity and go, this needs to sound weird, and you hit an off-key note, and I just go with it. And its timing is cool. The timing is, people call it divine timing.
Yeah.
And it's helpful. It's helpful in these things. I still like my strange and odd metaphor. And I know it's good for nothing, but it's fun. It's fun. I just imagine like squeezing a toothpaste bottle. It's nice and full, and you squeeze it.
When I was listening to Terence McKenna today, I write a lot of things down that I like the vibration resonates and opens up another aspect of understanding. And at one point he just mentioned that we have all the answers. It's about facing up to these answers. So all the questions that we ask about everything, what he's saying is that we already know these answers. It's about really facing up to what we know. And I wrote down here, can we deeply accept the answers to the questions that we ask ourselves? Or have we become our own distraction within the pursuit presented of what is hidden will be revealed? Because the distractions presented represent the reflection of our own perception. And that's time and place. That's like, put yourself now in that. So what he is saying is, we have all the answers. It's about facing up to the answers of the questions that we ask. We know, everybody knows sort of vibe, but can we deeply accept the answers of the questions we ask ourselves? Have we become our own distraction within the pursuit presented of what is hidden shall be revealed? We're always looking at that. The distraction presented represents the reflection of where we find ourselves in our own perception right now.
Yeah. That's some heavy stuff there. That is some heavy stuff.
Well, you're saying it's heavy,
Very
but
heavy
the phrase of we lose ourselves in music, we lose ourselves in a certain thing to feel this sense of escape. No, we don't. No, we don't. That's where we find ourselves. We find ourselves in music. We find ourselves in nature. We find a part of ourselves that is somehow disconnected, and to think that that's where we go to lose ourselves just shows us how much of ourselves we ain't.
Yeah, the audio on my side, I don't know if it's streaming through or if it's just my connection got a little bit choppy. And I got the part of losing oneself in the music, and if I understand you correctly, what you're saying is no, you're not losing yourself in the music. You are being
finding yourself. You're finding
moment.
yourself.
You're being in the now.
In the rhythm. In the pulse. In the da 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 of the poem. Reading that book. We don't lose ourselves. It's not escapism. That's where the doors of our own deep subconscious and perceptions are that relate to the deep core of who we are as people. But the expression of losing ourselves, yeah, another psychological hook to take us away from the answers we already know.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be getting that answer on this morning's stream. I think the cliffhanger, in fact, because if I talk to him later tonight, I don't want the answer. If I talk to him tomorrow night, I don't want the answer. If I talk to him Friday night, I don't want the answer. I want the answer some morning to come, however long it takes, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, and it sort of fits the morning vibe.
I'm weird like
that.
But
it fits the morning vibe also to be maybe talking about dreams and dream states and stuff. You know, I think it fits better, man.
Yeah. Just to let everybody know out there. I'm sure that our friend Just Me Art fan didn't want to abandon the show like this, so something probably dropped.
Technical issues.
Phone died, technical issues, and it's all good. We'll get back to it, and we will hopefully get to find out. I want to just put this at the end of the show as a reminder. My guess, my strongest guess, I'm going to still go with Virgo. My second is going to be... No, did I say? Yeah, Virgo. My second is going to be November. Okay. And I'm going to say earlier November. Whatever, maybe like from the 2nd to like the 11th or something like that. And my last guess will be Taurus. That's my and your guesses was all water signs.
Yeah,
so
I think
Pisces,
he's
Cancer.
I think he's the yin yang. He's the. I'm going to go Cancer.
All right.
I think he's
got him
cancelled, so
on
that's sometime in the summer before Leo, I think.
board. And before I gotta run out of here, um, I would like to say thank you for putting comments uh, in the comment field, not in the chat. Those are like it's like receiving a letter in boot camp or in jail. It's like gold. And what makes it even more exciting for me is, oh man, his PC dropped. Is
Yeah.
I can't see those comments on my phone because of
Okay.
what I guess. I think it's because of like the size that I use for my videos on my phone. It gets hidden. The comment button gets hidden below. So I can, if I like stretch it down, I can see the word comment, but I can't like hit the button. So it gives me something to look forward to when I go to get. So I still haven't got to read it and reply, but I'm excited to. Hey, anybody out
Yeah,
there
was
that wants to drop a line, man, drop a line for us. I would love to, we'd love to engage it.
well the two comments I've left on your recent video, you'll tell that the first comment was what you were talking about the first 10 minutes or so, and then the last comment was what you finished off with, because by the time, as you're maybe listening to someone and you'll formulate a thought or a comment and you'll go make that comment, and then 10 minutes later on you're like, oh, this is something else I need to add to that,
Yep, exactly.
so rather than
part.
sort of edit the first comment, yeah, just throw another comment on.
I love it. Hey, well, I'm checking out for the morning.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful evening to you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you
Always a
for
pleasure, my
sharing.
friend.
Yeah, and always a pleasure. And let's look forward to to finding this piece of information.
Yeah.
just as a little fun detour in life. All right, my brother.
Yeah.
God bless you. Love you. Thank you.
Have a great day. Peace.
And thank you, Russ, for jumping in, and appreciate you. It's beautiful. Love you. Peace out.
Peace.